IO package. Next one is import java.sql.star all class and interfaces from java.sql package. Import java.util.star all class and interfaces from java.util package. Package is a collection of classes and interfaces only. Java.io is a collection of class and interfaces. I want to get all class and interfaces of java.io package to the present Java program. Java.sql.star all class and interfaces of java.sql. I want to get into like what there now to the present Java program. All class and interface of java.util package here I'm trying to get. Okay, fine. If you want to use predefined library in Java, we have to import the packages. To import the packages, we have to use import statement. Nice. Okay, good. Listen now. I have prepared a Java program. Simple Java program I prepared. Inside my Java program, I have written all the import statements. Inside the Java program, I have written all the import statements. Good. I'm trying to compile my Java program. I'm trying to compile Java program. Okay. Observe carefully. Observe carefully. When we compile our Java program, compiler, not a preprocessor, compiler will recognize all import statements. Compiler will recognize all import statements. Compiler will take the specified package names. Compiler will take the specified package names. Compiler will go to Java software, where inside the Java software, compiler will go to the predefined library. Where in predefined library, compiler will check whether these packages are existed or not existed. If these packages are not existed, compiler will raise some error. Package XXX does not existed. Package java.io does not existed. Package java.util does not existed. Package java.sql does not existed. That error we are able to get if they are not existed. For example, if these packages are existed inside the Java predefined library, where compiler will not raise any error, at the same time, please remember this, compiler will not load any predefined library to the memory. In C and C++, when predefined library header files are identified, preprocessor will load header file content to the memory, static loading. In the case of Java, compiler will check these packages are available or not. If these packages are not available, compiler will raise an error. If these packages are available, compiler will not raise any error. At the same time, compiler will not load any package content to the memory. In Java, compiler is responsible for checking whether the specified packages are existed or not existed. That's it. Compiler is not responsible for loading any predefined library to the memory. Compiler is, that means Java is not static programming language. Java is not following static loading, where compiler is not loading any predefined library to the memory. Okay, good. If compiler is not loading predefined library to the memory, then who is loading predefined library to the memory? Who will load that predefined library to the memory? At where? At what time? And who is loading that predefined library to the memory? If we come for this point, answer is very clear. When we execute our program, who is executing Java programs now? Java engine. The Java engine is also be called as what? JVM. What is that JVM? Java virtual machine. When our program is executing, executed by JVM, whenever our program is executing, JVM will load the required classes and interfaces from the specified packages. At the runtime of our application, JVM is loading the required classes and interfaces from the specified packages, even not entire package. Package contains number of classes and number of interfaces. All the package classes and interfaces are not loaded. Which classes and which interfaces are used in our Java program? Up to that class, that interfaces are going to be loaded to the memory by JVM at runtime. Now, predefined library is loading at runtime in the case of Java or not? That predefined library is loaded in the case of Java at runtime or not? Loading predefined library at runtime, is called as dynamic loading. Is called as what? Dynamic loading. Now, JVM is following dynamic loading or not? Java is supporting dynamic loading or not? Import statements are supporting dynamic loading or not? Now come to the conclusion. Why preprocessor is not required in the case of Java? Why preprocessor is not required in the case of Java? Answers are very clear. Try to understand this now. In the case of Java, preprocessor is not required. Why? Because in Java, hash include statements are not existed. Why hash include statements are not existed in Java? Why? Because in Java, header files are not existed. In Java, header files are not existed. So hash include statements are not existed. So preprocessor is not required. In Java, preprocessor is not required. Why? Because hash include statements are not existed. Why hash include statements are not existed? In Java, predefined library is not available in the form of header files. Header files are not existed. In Java, predefined library is available in the form of classes and interface in packages which are recognized and which are loaded by JVM at runtime. Which are recognized and loaded by JVM at runtime. And maybe compiler will check these packages are existed or not existed, that's it. But loaded by JVM at runtime. So if compiler and JVM is doing the same work in the case of Java, then what is the need of this preprocessor in the case of Java? What is the requirement of the preprocessor in the case of Java? What is the need of it? So finally, preprocessor is required or not required in Java? Not required. In C and C++, no? Required. What is the conclusion here? In C and C++, preprocessor is required in order to recognize and load specified header files content to the memory. But in the case of Java, preprocessor is not required. Why? Because header files are not available. Why? Because hash include statements are not available. Due to that reason, preprocessor is not required in the case of Java. All of you get my point now? Now, here I can ask one important interview question to all of you. I can ask one important interview question to all of you. Now you have to answer for my question. What exactly the differences between hash include statement and import statement in Java? Few, just 3 to 4 differences are available. Let me read out the differences. No, later on I will go for the dictation also, maybe later on, but let me read out the statements. First of all, tell me, hash include statements are available in which languages? No, C and C++. Import statement is available in which language? No, Java. Very clear. Point number 1. Point number 2, you know already aware. No, in C and C++, hash include statements are used to load the predefined library which is existed in the form of header files. In the case of Java, import statement is able to include the predefined library which is available in the form of classes and interfaces in packages. For loading header files, we are using hash include statement. For loading class and interface of the packages, we are using import statement. Clear? Tell me, who will recognize the hash include statements? No, preprocessor. Who will recognize hash include statement? No, preprocessor. But who will recognize import statements in Java? Compiler and JVM. Compiler and JVM. Good. Hash include statements are supporting static loading or dynamic loading? Static loading. Preprocessor, sorry. Hash include statements are supporting static loading. Import statements are supporting which loading? No, dynamic loading. Dynamic loading. Am I right or not? Okay, fine. Now I'll ask one more question and try to answer for it. Those who are having awareness on this particular part, now try to check this. Hash include statement. Yesterday I wrote .h comma conio .h comma math.h. Is the syntax is possible or not possible? That means my intention is by using a single hash include statement, is it possible to include more than one header file? Possible or not possible? In C and C++, it is not possible. Am I right or not? But if you want to include 3 header files now, If you want to include 3 header files, no, then 3 hash include statements here we have to write or not? If you want to include 3 header files, no, here we have to write like what there? 3 header files here, 3 hash include statements here we have to write. All right, so the next one is like what there? Then after that, last one is existed here, hash include, right, math.h, like this here we have to write. So number of lines of code is increased or not? Number of finish sections are increased or not? Okay, fine. For example, in the case of Java, by using single import statement, we are able to include more than one class or more than one interface of the same package. By specifying the star notation, more than one class or more than one interface of the same package will be included to Java program by using a single import statement. But if the classes and interfaces are coming from different packages, no, multiple import statements we have to write. But if the class and interface are coming from same package, no, then we can use the star notation and we can include more than one class or more than one interface by using single import statement or not. Now tell me, here itself we have to understand my point here, where less number of finish sections are provided here, no. In Java, number of finish sections are reduced or not? In the case of C and C++, more number of finish sections are provided or not? So here the conclusion is, if you want to include more than one header file in our C and C++ applications, we have to write multiple hash include statements. But if you want to include more than one class or more than one interface of the same package, no, there we have to use only one import statement. That's it. These are the overall differences between like a hash include statement and import statement. Guys, all of you are getting my points now? No response. Now the time up, and tomorrow I'll continue the session, and tomorrow once again I'll give review of the total content what I discussed there. Little bit dictation also I'll provide. After that I'll move to the next topic. Tomorrow class is very, very important. Don't miss that class. Even though you are coming first time today's class, no, nothing, easily we can understand the concepts here. Everything I'm giving, I'm explaining clearly. Every point is very much clear. So tomorrow the topic is C and C++ are platform dependent programming languages, but Java is a platform independent programming language. Not only the definitions, internally I will talk with you how C and C++ are platform dependent and how Java is a platform independent. In an effective mode, I'll discuss the content here. Don't miss the tomorrow's class. Tomorrow's class is very, very important. Don't miss the tomorrow's class. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot. Tomorrow we'll meet. Tomorrow is the remaining part. All right, guys. And now I'm going to share these classroom notes. Don't worry. Yeah. Then definitely I'll share the class notes. Don't worry. Let me say all these things. I'll share. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot. And Java 10. Java 10 new. This is like okay, I'll share. Don't worry. Guys, and for online students, we are providing this material as is, soft copy. Don't depending on this. And Java 10. Right. And notes on 25th and 8. చెప్పు కావాలి, కంపల్సరీ కావాలి. ల్యాప్టాప్ అయితే ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయలేం కదా మనం. దట్ షూర్, డెఫినెట్లీ. ఏదైనా తీసుకోండి, ఏదైనా తీసుకోండి. కాకపోతే నాకు మినిమం 8 GB ర్యామ్ ఉండాలి. మినిమం, బెటర్ 16 GB. నో ఇష్యూస్, అక్కడే ఇష్యూ ఏం లేదు. అయితే పర్లేదు, ఏదైనా కావాలి. కాకపోతే నాకు మినిమం 8 GB ర్యామ్. ఎందుకంటే కొన్ని టైమ్స్లో నేను డేటాబేస్ సర్వర్స్ అన్ని ఒకేసారి రన్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాను. అప్పుడు ఏమంటారు దాన్ని, స్లోనెస్ కాకుండా 8 GB ర్యామ్ బెటర్ మెయింటైన్ అయితే ఇంకా 2000 పెడితే 16 GB వస్తుంది. 16 GB అల్టిమేట్. ఇంకా నాది 20 GB ఉంది క్లాస్లో. సో మీకు ఎఫెక్టివ్ ఉంటుంది, అంటే స్లో ఉండదు. మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ కూడా చాలా ఈజీగా చేసుకోవచ్చు. బెటర్. థ్యాంక్ యూ. అది ఇంకా ఇప్పుడే అవసరం లేదు. జస్ట్ క్లాస్ అని మనం ఏదైనా ఒక వేరియబుల్స్ మెథడ్స్ రాసేదానికి క్లాసెస్ తీసుకుంటూ ఉంటాం అంతే. అంతకుమించి ఏమొద్దు. ఇప్పుడు నేను చిన్నగా క్లాసెస్ గురించి మీకు దగ్గర 2 సెషన్స్ చెప్తా. సరే కావాలంటే చెప్తాను, ఇబ్బంది ఏం లేదు. అదే చెప్తాను, పర్లేదు. థ్యాంక్ యూ. యా గైస్, అండ్ video links, I think video links might be enough. Just one time contact with the Bhavani guys, and those who registered already, then you're able to get all videos there. See, she's available in these numbers. Just have a call and she will talk with you. That videos are provided to everybody. Yeah, even in online students also, for everybody that videos are provided. Please contact this number. Bhavani is a responsible person. She will make you to open that links. Don't worry. All classes videos are provided for everybody. Then you will get that videos link also. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot, and we'll see that remaining thing on tomorrow. Okay. Sorry, Asha, Bhavan ki remind cheyo sir. Videos chepedutunnaru. Okay. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot. And Google Classroom code already shared with you. Now this is Google Classroom code. If any of you require that, just we can use this Google Classroom code. Okay. This is Google Classroom code. Just open that Google Classroom and join for this class with this particular one, so that you will get it. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We'll meet on tomorrow.